Microsoft is planning to absolutely annihilate the woke games industry. But don't get it twisted. Microsoft has already done this at least 3 times in the last 3 or 4 years, and it has never led to anything. Granted, it is super funny and I support it, but it doesn't really lead to anywhere because Microsoft is a very interestingly woke company. They don't admit that woke exists, but they do have a tendency to cut off the small things that never make a profit. And for gaming, that inevitably always is pretty much just the completely woke garbage small dumpster studios that make political statements. That's how it always ends. But Microsoft, they don't believe in woke even being real. And currently, we have the next 100 days of Xbox, the Great Reset by Asha Sharma. And this one's gonna be a big one, okay? Because Microsoft is struggling when it comes to gaming. Their margins are non-existential. Their future is pretty bad and sad. Most people already know this. And this article is pretty interesting, but the most interesting thing is the 5 points that they want to do. And they're very telling because there's a lot of lies and misinformation in them. For example, the very first point, over 1 billion players choose to play Xbox and our games each year, for a total of 72 billion hours across console, PC, mobile, streaming, excluding much of China. So, excluding much of China, meaning that this number is even bigger. Now, needless to say, no one believes this number. If you're a gamer, you just flat out do not believe this number. 1 billion players choose to play Xbox games? Like, not just Xbox, but Xbox games in general, so the number is supposed to be higher. Bro, Steam does not have, or if it has slightly above 1 billion users a year. And you're now telling me that Xbox, the absolute failure, actually is doing better than Steam? While every single chance that we get to know actual sales numbers, Xbox somehow is failing and underperforming Steam? Not sus in the slightest. And you know what's the biggest takeaway that this number is just completely asspulled? It's the fact that we have 1 billion players. Keep that in mind. And then we have 72 billion hours. All of these companies love using hours, minutes, seconds watched, played, and blah, blah, blah. Typically nowadays they use seconds because hours is the easiest one to spot when stuff is fake. And the way that it's fake is, think about this a little bit outside the box, right? So you have 1 billion players and 72 billion hours across everything. That would mean if you do the very obvious math that they allow us to do, that the average gamer in a year spends only 72 hours playing video games. I don't know about you, but that sounds very sus to me. I think we're again going in the women are 50% of the player base because they own phones and phones have pre-installed Farmville on them. I think this is that kind of misleading direction. 72 hours a year only playtime, bro. That's less than 36 raids in World of Warcraft, with a reset being weekly, which means that's not even half the year play. This is insane. This number is the most clear BS ever printed, by the way. We will end this financial year at about 3% accountability margin. By the way, what is the accountability margin? Nothing. They just decided to call a margin an accountability margin, even though this is not even a real thing. They just fucking made it up. This is not a real thing companies use or do. It's pretty hilarious how desperate Xbox honestly is. A down year over year, excluding Activision Blizzard King over the past 5 years. We have spent over 20 billion on ongoing investments in our content platforms, hardware, subsidy, but our annual revenue has declined nearly $500 million during that time. This is massively bad, needless to say. But again, we know that the Xbox is not in a good place. They literally admitted that they lost the console war to Sony, and Sony currently is not just shooting themselves in the foot. They're literally finding a minigun that shoots guillotines to destroy themselves at this point. We are in a hardware component crisis. Well, maybe Microsoft should stop doing the AI garbage, and then it would be a little bit better technically. When I joined as CEO in February, the price we paid for console storage components was over 2x higher as we paid the last year, and those prices have since doubled. No one wants to hear your stupid excuses. I don't care how hard it is to be a developer. You get paid for that. I don't care how hard it is to make consoles. I'm a consumer. Stop trying to make me care about, how hard it is to be a billionaire and millionaire company. I don't care. I don't care. Every time you do this, I'm gonna call you garbage. Stop. We expanded our studio system when we needed a pipeline of content to meet multiple strategies. And how's that going for you? How about you stop expanding and clear woke garbage, and then we can have a conversation. Our current platform infrastructure is not built for the battle ahead. By the way, they talk a lot about this need for a restructuring and all of these things, but they never explain what exactly is the problem or what this magical end thing is. I have no fucking idea what kind of magical fucking future was they're talking about, but yeah, they probably should explain, because I have no idea what this this future battle ahead is, or it is supposed to be. None of this makes sense. So, needless to say, Xbox 100-day plan is pretty much just closing down and laying off another round of losers, which I am very, very fond of. And we have Jason Schreier breaking Xbox is planning major layoffs next month. Bloomberg has, and by the way, this is 4 days ago, and this article is, I have no idea when this is actually, the same, Lamau. Look at this, June 10th. Yes. So that's their effective plan. They're going to put in more in gaming by shutting down studios. And again, it's going to be the Vogue Studios, which is the funniest spot. We're going to get there. Don't worry about it. Bloomberg has learned new CEO Ash Sharma confronts a bleak picture and plans what she calls a reset of the business. Surely. And then we have the Bloomberg article. And by the way, Bloomberg, complete garbage. But the Bloomberg AI summary is actually really good. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's because it's written by AI, so AI is really good at summarizing itself, or maybe that's how it works. I'm not sure. But every time there's a AI summary of a Bloomberg article, I think it's actually pretty decent at summarizing what's happening. Microsoft Corp says Xbox division is planning major job cuts the next month as new chief executive officer Asha Sharma overhauls the video game unit to stem the declining revenue. By the way, she's been in the job for more than half a year now. I think it's time to stop calling her, the sweet innocent new CEO, blah 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 blah. Xbox is also planning / budget for marketing, which is funny because I know that Microsoft spends a lot on marketing, but I personally have never seen an Xbox ad, which is really strange. And some other areas of the business, according to people familiar with the company's strategy. This will never happen, by the way. They're never cutting marketing. Marketing is this magical thing in businesses. If you have seen the marketing numbers, it doesn't make sense. Marketing is extremely hard to prove that it works unless it's super viral or everyone hates it. The middle ground, which is 99% of outcomes for marketing, is so unbelievably hard to prove that it worked. Because I have seen marketing outcomes for stuff that has marketing and stuff that doesn't have marketing, and they're comparable from the same company even. And you kind of see a marketing increase, but it's not really worth it or there. Okay? But every CEO always thinks that marketing is like pretty much right there next to finance in terms of how important it is in a company. It's kind of insane. Marketing has made itself one of the most useful things, even though no one can prove it's really useful. Sharma has spoken publicly about the organization challenges, saying that the business has plummeted to 3% accountability margins. Again, not a real thing. And that the company needs to reset the business, which was not in a healthy spot. Lamel! Well, the reason that the business is not in a healthy spot because this is one of your flagship titles. It's called Fable. I'm sure you're aware of it. And this is what Fable is. It's disgusting woke garbage slob dumpsters. This is what it was a while ago. This is what it is now. No one likes it. No one supports it. And obviously, I mean, this is just, again, Fable. This is supposed to be a video game where you have fun, by the way. I don't know about you, but I'm getting depressed just looking at this picture at this point. It's not pretty, that's what I can tell you right there. And there's many, many, many more examples of this. And they're already starting to shut down things. Here's a list of things that they have shut down. For some reason, when I Google what they're planning to shut down, it doesn't really give you a list, but that list, when it actually comes out, is gonna be very juicy and fun. For example, we already know that they have shut down Compulsion Games. Compulsion Games is a wonderful. Turns out, by the way, this is a AAA studio. This was Microsoft's AAA studio. I covered Sound of Midnight a lot. Okay? This right here is a AAA production. 1.4K views on Steam. Complete woke garbage dumpster fire slop. Okay? This is what we're talking about. An absolute disaster. A complete shit show, to say the least. Okay? And this is just one example of what they're shutting down. They already shut down the studio of Perfect Dark. But this is Microsoft's never-ending wokeness challenge. They don't believe that wokeness is real, and they act like a business when it comes to making financial decisions in a lot of cases. So, so they give things like Compulsion Games huge fucking budgets to make something that not even 10K. This game officially, reportedly, the last time I heard, sold 20K copies. This was a AAA production. I'm not kidding. This was one of Microsoft's big titles when it launched in 2025. I covered it a lot. It's hilarious. It actually boggles my mind that this is not like 5 years ago. It's barely a year old. Wow. It's a shit show. Okay? And this was, again, AAA game that gets 1.5. Well, technically, this is better than Ubisoft's quadruple A game Skull and Bones that got like 5 players. Okay? Technically, at least, it's better. But that's Ubisoft. And this is the thing. Microsoft will make decisions based on literally equity, diversity, and all of that garbage, and they're gonna see something like this, and they're gonna be like, "Yas, queen, yas, put all the money into this shit," and then it's gonna literally sell 2 copies, and after a year or 2, the studio is gonna get shut down. This is Microsoft's never-ending circle. They're making real financial decisions while they can't, why they refuse to acknowledge that wokeness is a real thing. So they give all the money to woke shit, and then they just cancel the studios. It's amazing. It's like one of the most amazing circles of life we actually have. I think it's so funny. I think it's so funny. It's great. It's honestly just great. Anyway, that's the whole video. It's hilarious. I hope more disasters come out of this, but you know, it's definitely gonna happen. I mean, when we finally get the real prices of the next gen already pre-built PCs, lamau, that are gonna cost probably, I don't know, in the realm of 3K at this point. Oh man, it's not gonna be good for Xbox. Ooh. In any case, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and like the video. It takes less than a second. If you like the video, it really does help. It does leave an impact. YouTube sees it, and it actually will reward this video with one more views. So if you hate Microsoft, then like the video right now. It takes less than a second. Thanks for watching. I greatly appreciate it. Have a nice day. Bye.